Okay, I could to get clarification of each, but for the sake of time, I won't right now. But you are, for the purposes of this meeting, you all have the same perception. So, so perception is reality. And then success.
General.
Oh, general. I'm sorry. General. Is that 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, borderline, I
Yeah.
think.
3.9.
Okay. And I, from my limited experience, that does seem to, those words do seem to match up, with where we are. And the green, but we had one that was, yeah, someone, was that you, Paul? You were just trying to make that decision there.
Yeah.
And then the green is Terry on the general.
So, I think I was really focusing on organizational fatigue, and not really being able, I don't have a plan, so kind of focusing on single goals at a time, because I don't have a plan yet. But it's ever in front of them, that's what they deal with. And of course, easily distracted.
Well, that's interesting. In an organization, and this is something to remember as a board, there's going to be a lot of distractions out there. Distractions you hear from staff, or distractions you hear, when people come to me. And that's what would be really important to know what it is you're trying to do, and focus your agendas on those things. So that every meeting is always on task in terms of contributing something to it. And then we have the success.
I'd like to say something about the last
sure.
thing in general.
Yep.
The individual view of the world can be isolated. If you think of a beginner with any task, they're usually so focused on the task that it's almost like they have blinders on to everything else that's going on around them. And in a school system, that means they have blinders going on to the rest of the system.
Mm-hmm.
And I think all of us at any given time can be that isolated person, especially depending on our work style. I can be very detail-oriented. I can also expand a little bit and think more about systems. But if I get too much in the detail-oriented mode, I'm extremely isolated. And all I want to do is focus on email. I don't want to deal with phone messages coming in. I just want to get my work done. And that goes back to teachers mentoring teachers, too. As they develop their skills, they're not just so focused on the teaching and managing their classroom, but they've gone beyond that now. And it's part of their development, and it keeps their interest level up, but it's a skill set, not to be isolated,
Mm-hmm.
and to integrate what's around you and the people that are around you too. So I think that's important as we look at all of this,
Mm-hmm.
the isolation factor.
Do you have any suggestions of how to guard from that? You're saying the more you get in detail, the more you can isolate yourself.
Well, the less skilled you are, the more isolated you are, I think.
Okay.
And in my own career, I've had managers tell me, "Jinx, you're a loner." And it took me a while to integrate what that meant. It didn't mean that I wasn't people-friendly or anything like that. It meant that I was isolating myself. And my ideas were not getting out there.
Which that's what we've been focusing on. Well, people, we have a lot of great teachers and a lot of great administrators, but they're all in a little island out there, all trying to do the right thing, what they think is the right thing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Coordination.
Yeah, and that's where we've been talking about communication. That's a great, yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
And it's a development thing. It's
Yep,
not
yep, yep.
it's not, yes, it's a weakness, but we can look too much at weaknesses.
It's not judgmental.
Right,
It's
it's
where
not
we
judgmental,
are.
exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Just make a note of that. Must need to be on the same page.
Sometimes people just think,
And I would agree, we don't seem to be on the same page from elementary, middle school, high school. We've got to get on the same page there, so it's a continuous, seamless flow as kids move through the
Is
system.
that happening anywhere?
Yeah,